today for joining His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj's daily online Srimad Bhagavatam class. Thank you all for joining. My humble obeisances to you all. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hello, obeisances.
So, dear devotees, we shall be continuing with the second canto, fourth chapter, verse 11 onwards.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sutta Uvacha Ityupamantrito Rajnaham Gunano Katana Harihe Rishikesham Amismritya Prativaktum Vachakramo. Translation. Sutta Goswami said, when Sukadeva Goswami was thus requested by the king to describe the creative energy of the personality Godhead, he then systematically remembered the master of the senses, Shri Krishna, and to reply properly, he thus spoke. The devotees of the Lord, thus delivering speeches and describing the transcendental attributes of the Lord, do not think that they can do anything independently. They think that they can speak only what they are induced to speak by the Supreme Lord, the Master of the senses. The senses of the living being are not his own. The devotee knows that such senses belong to the Supreme Lord, and that they can be properly used when they employ for the service of the Lord. The senses are instruments and elements of ingredients, all endowed by the Lord. Therefore, whenever an individual can do, speak, see, etc., is under the direction of the Lord only. The Bhagavad Gita 15:15 confirms this. Sarvasya vidisanu vistam matat smriti jnanam apnovinam cha. No one is free to act freely and independently, and as such, one should always seek the permission of the Lord to act or eat or speak. And by the blessings of the Lord, everything's done by the devotees beyond the principle of the four defects typical of the conditioned souls. And the Gyantiram Dasya Gananjana Salataya Chatsun Maritamye Vartas Marishni Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Kristaya Bhutane Bhakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Paschatya Desatari Vanchakalpa Turivishta Kripa Sindhu Praevata Gita Vebhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, this is the understanding of one who understands how everything becomes successful. They seek anything they do, they seek the mercy and blessings of the Lord. They never think that they are able to do anything independent of the Lord, and to enunciate or confirm that, they always pray to the Lord or petition the mercy of the Lord, and all that emphasis. How is this Krishna consciousness movement going on? It's by the mercy of the Lord. But the devotees are the ones that are making it happen by the mercy of the Lord. Therefore, the success of the movement, as the devotees take shelter under the qualities of the Lord, and therefore, because the Lord is all powerful, and if he wants to empower someone, then for him that is something very easy or natural, even something he doesn't even have to make any endeavor for. He simply has to think about. So devotees are they're clear that Krishna says, I am the ability in all living entities. Krishna says, I give knowledge, I give remembrance. If you want to forget me, that I also provide. So, because the devotees know that we are in the material energy, and the material energy is the energy of the Lord, and therefore it's working under the control of the Lord, and it works according to how he has placed it in relationship to the activities performed by the conditioned souls. But when devotees work within the context of the three modes of material energy, they rise above the effects of the three modes of material energy. In other words, they do not have the defects that come by way of associating with the modes. Each of the modes has a particular defect. The higher you go into the modes from ignorance to passion and ultimately to goodness, there is some defect because the modes of material nature are not pure. They are simply energies that fulfill the desires of the living entity according to how the living entity wants to perform an activity in relationship to a particular desire, particular mode. So devotees, they know that, and therefore sometimes the people think, oh, how is these devotees doing so many amazing things, building temples, distributing hundreds and millions of books? Um, how are they, spreading Krishna consciousness to people who are very much materialistic? In other words, the karmis, they have to work also, but they don't depend on the Lord. They depend on their own abilities, and Krishna allows them to work according to the three modes of material energy. But there's always defects. There's always mistakes. There's always inebrities, and there's always reverses. But for the devotees, they simply take shelter. Srila Prabhupada would say that if you simply remember the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, then you will not be impeded in your execution of devotional service. The lotus feet of the Lord are transcendental to the three modes of material nature, and all the activities performed by a devotee, now they become above the three modes. In other words, they become transcendental, and therefore they're perfect. Here, what is that perfection? Beyond the four defects of the conditioned souls. The conditioned souls have four defects. Unless you are a pure devotee of the Lord, or have reached pure devotional service, you are to some degree affected by one or all four of these defects. What are the defects? One is imperfect senses. Two, subject to illusion. Three, makes mistakes. And four, has a tendency to cheat. These are the four defects. And they're there with all the conditioned souls. The conditioned souls, even if they do something according to their desire and it comes out accordingly, still there are so many defects in it. Why? Because it is still part of the three modes of material nature, and it is also subject to the time element. Whereas devotees, they can do miraculous things, things that are way beyond what normal people do. Why? Because, of course, they don't try to do anything in relationship to the desire for some kind of name, fame, prestige, adoration, or distinction. They always act under the control and direction of the Lord coming through the spiritual master. And therefore, they're free from the tendency to gain something material from their activities. And therefore, that purifies them and allows them to actually make advancement in devotional service. That means they become more and more aware of their relationship with Krishna and also freed more and more from the entanglement of the three modes of material nature. So Prabhupada says the senses of the individual are not our own, which means the senses belong to the Lord. The senses are called, they work under the direction of the Lord. They're called, the Lord is called Rishikesh, or master of the senses. The senses are part of the body, and the body is made out of matter, and the body is given to the living entity to perform their activities in the material world. So that giving basically is the mercy of the Lord. And therefore, devotees are free from the inebrities, because the senses, again, it says one of the defects is imperfect senses, to be illusioned, which means imperfect senses. But the devotees' senses become connected to Rishikesha when they perform devotional activities, and Rishikesha means the one who is the master of the senses, not one who is controlled by the senses. There is Goswami and there is Godas. Godas means one who is controlled by the senses and the mind, the intelligence. The living entities are thinking they're free, but they're controlled by the conditions of their senses that lead them in different directions according to the three modes of material and nature. But for a devotee, they're free from being controlled by the senses, and they can use the senses in the service of the Lord. And when those senses become purified, and then they're no longer within the category of limitation, the senses can go way beyond. Therefore, their consciousness and the senses that connect them with the activities of devotional service can see things clearly, can understand things clearly, correctly, as it is, and not simply the tendency of the conditioned soul is like wearing colored glasses. If you have a set of glasses that are made of a certain color, then when you look through that glass, everything looks according to that color. This is called karmatmika, colored consciousness. So in the material world, everyone has a particular colored consciousness according to their desires and activities performed. And therefore, nobody can agree with others. They all see things differently, even if they see the same thing. Even if they agree to see the same thing the same way, they use the same thing in different ways. So, but a devotee, clear. What is clear consciousness? Krishna explains that in the Bhagavad Gita. One who knows the truth can understand that all living beings are my parts and parcels. They are in me and they are mine. Nothing is separate from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And they see Krishna and everything in Krishna through the energy of the Lord. And they know that the energy of the Lord is never separately working from the Lord. And therefore they connect with the Lord, and the energy elevates them towards the Lord rather than brings them away from the Lord, in term as opposed to the conditioned souls who use the energy for their own selfish interests. And therefore they're controlled by the Lord. If a devotee wants to give up something, he can give it up easy because he knows he's not controlled by that. But if a conditioned soul has a particular attachment, they can't give it up. And sometimes they have to go to doctors or take some kind of philosophical prescriptions coming from so-called philosophers in order to learn to see things in a different way. And all they're doing is changing seats on the Titanic. In other words, they're seeing this, they're seeing something in a different way, but the way they used to see it is wrong, and the way they adopt a new way of seeing is also wrong because they're not seeing it as the energy of Krishna. They're seeing is that the energy can be controlled if I simply use my intelligence to control the energy in different ways. So therefore, a devotee knows they're not independent. They simply take shelter of Krishna and they feel happy in that. That way, they don't try to do something which will be not pleasing to the Lord, because they want to work. They want to use their senses and mind to facilitate Krishna consciousness and to inspire others in that same way. So this idea of independence and freedom is an illusion. I remember I was driving along the highway one time, and there was one car that was in front of me, and he was going in and out of traffic in quite of a reckless way. And then I noticed he had a particular license plate. This was in the United States. And in the license plate, it said, "I'm free." Then I was thinking, what is this freedom? It's freedom to cause problems to others. It's freedom to also to cause an accident or do something that will be harmful to someone or himself. That's not freedom. That's foolishness. Real freedom means to not be controlled by the three modes of material nature and to be controlled by the spiritual energy, the Daivi Prakriti, the spiritual energy, not the Paraprakriti, the or the Aparaprakriti, the material energy. So independence and freedom come when one is engaged in devotional service with complete dependence on the Lord in every activity they perform. And they always seek the mercy of the Lord. And the Lord likes to give his mercy because he encourages the devotee to depend on him in every circumstance, because that will elevate the devotee towards the Lord and not take the devotee away. When something happens under the three modes of material nature, we sometimes get what we say bewildered by that situation. But a devotee can understand that the situation is simply part of life and it's working a certain way. Just like if someone is sick and they're dying, well, death will come to everyone. Whether it comes today or tomorrow, it doesn't have much difference. It comes. It's just the way. To have a material body means that the body is limited to live a certain amount of years. And after those quota of years are up, So if you can extend a person's life by some kind of medical arrangement, you're thinking, oh, by my medical arrangement, I'm actually extending another person's life. No, it's not possible. As it says, that everyone is destined to simply work, is destined to live a certain amount of years. And when that time is up, then they must leave that material body. So we try all of our health remedies, we try all of our different things to preserve life. And that's all right. But ultimately, we have to understand that there's a higher power working. And that higher power indicates or designates everything on how it works according to the karma and activities of the conditioned souls. And even for the devotees are free from the inebrities of the material energy, although they may also get sick, they may also leave their body. But for a devotee, it's part of their transformation to a higher state of existence, to a higher state of consciousness. For the non-devotee, it's simply another form of suffering. Just like it says, if you're a devotee, you should always remember that death can happen at any time. Why? Because then you will do those things that will be beneficial for your spiritual progress and not waste time. And for a non-devotee, they want to forget about death because they think, oh, how can I become successful in my material plans if I'm always worrying that I will leave the body at any time? So for a devotee, they're not concerned about how the material energy is working. They're simply taking shelter of Krishna at every moment. And whatever Krishna ordains according to his mercy, then the devotee accepts that as something that is beneficial for the devotee in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, a devotee is happy in any and all situations because they have complete faith and they have complete trust in the Lord, and they know the Lord is there in every minute. And the more we take shelter of the Lord by praying to the Lord for his mercy to serve him in a way that will be pleasing to him and be beneficial to our spiritual progress, the devotee becomes more or less free. So freedom exists on the spiritual platform, but not on the material platform. Okay, so we can stop there.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much. Dear devotees, we can open up the forum for question and answers. You can raise your hand or put your question in the chat if you are not able to do so. A humble request, if you can turn on your cameras, we can make our sessions more lively, personal. That would be appreciated. Thank you very much. So Maharaj, I have a question. We have touched upon it. You have touched upon it in the past sort of few weeks, this topic about surrender and accepting Krishna's, accepting what's coming on your way. So Maharaj, the question is, what stops us from, what stops a living entity accepting the results given by Krishna? Because everybody accepts favorable things that comes, or, but if there's unfavorable, according to that situation, what stops that? What hinders an individual accepting the outcome?
Well, we have our own understanding of how things should happen. And therefore, if it's happening that way, we consider it to be successful or beneficial. If it happens in a different way, then we're somewhat, but we have to know that we are not the controllers. We are not independent. The three modes of material energy work. But for a devotee, they're not affected by that. And so what causes us to act against what is inevitable or the will of the Lord is our own desire for material happiness. That's all. As long as we're still trying for material happiness, we're going to be in competition with the Lord. Because it's not that he gives you material happiness, he gives you that happiness which is not material. That happiness that comes by the soul's connection with him in devotion. That is real happiness. That's eternal happiness. Material happiness is simply a temporary satisfaction of the senses, which ultimately leads to suffering anyway. The more you're attached to something material, the more you suffer when you lose it. We should be attached to Krishna and Krishna. And if we want to help others, we should also understand that, by becoming a devotee of the Lord, we benefit those who we love, who we want to help. Prabhupada talks about this a lot, our desires in relationship to what is actually what Krishna wants. And there was an example in the Srimad Bhagavatam when the demigods and the devotees were at war with each other. 1 minute, I'm just going to take this call. I'll be right back.
Okay, Maharaj.
Kunjari? Hare Krishna? Hare Krishna? Yeah, there's a story in the Bhagavatam where the demigods and devotees were fighting, and the demigods and the demons were fighting, and the demons had this mystic called Mayadanavan was there. He had created this elixir of immortality that every time a demon was killed, he would throw them into this pond that was made from this elixir. And the demon would come back, not only come back to life, but even with greater strength. So that was frustrating to the demigods. They were killing the demons, but the demons were coming back even more powerful. So they went to Lord Brahma and said, "This is the situation. Can you help?" Brahma called Lord Shiva, and together they incarnated as a calf and a cow. And then they came and they started drinking up the elixir that Mayadanava had created. When Mayadanava saw that, and the demons saw that, they got concerned. But Mayadanava he had some intelligence. He said, "This is the will of the Lord, and we can't change it." So they accepted it. And Prabhupada writes, "You have your ideas, I have my ideas, but what really counts is what Krishna wants. I want this, and I want that, yeah, but what does Krishna actually want?" So we have to align ourselves with the desires of the Lord, and that's done through the connecting with the spiritual master and understanding philosophically the process of devotional service, both philosophically and practically. But we still have our material attachments, and our material attachments become blockages in our dependence on the Lord. Because the conditioned soul still thinks that they're the doer. They're not the doer. The doer is actually a combination of the Lord, the devotee, and many of the ingredients that make up an activity within the material energy. So a devotee knows the results of their activities is not dependent upon them. So it's our material attachments that still make us think independently. when the material attachments are more stronger than the instructions of the Lord, then they overshadow.
Yes, Maharaj, very important.
A devotee will try to do their best, but at the same time, they always depend on the Lord. Not that they don't try; they try their best, but still, they know no success comes without the mercy of the Lord. Okay.
Yes, Maharaj. Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Dinanand. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Exactly on this topic, I wanted to share, Guru Maharaj, that for many, many years, I was struggling with this doer business. I have to fix it. I have to find the answer. I have to do it. I have to manage this. I have to do that. And of late, I've just given up all that. I've just given up. I say, okay, Krishna, whatever you desire and however you desire, I'm not going to worry of myself sick over it. And that has brought so much peace. And then Krishna just solves that problem because I'm busy. Instead of using my energy uselessly, I'm actually trying to do some service, and Krishna just solves that problem. I don't even have to worry about it anymore. It's so wonderful. Something you told me all along. Finally, I think I'm getting it. I think Guru Maharaj has gone off the internet, right?
Yes, it seems so. Maharaj, can you
Yeah.
hear? Nope.
Nope. We'll just have to wait till Guru Maharaj comes back. I'll mute myself.
Well, in the meantime, this is a very important topic. At least for me, I'm very materially attached. Oh, Maharaj is back. Maharaj.
Yeah, so Sridevi, start again.
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead and.
My humble obeisances, Guru Maharaj, all glories to Prabhupada. I was just sharing that all these years I was under this idea that I must fix things, I must do things, I must solve the problem, I must get a handle on it. I'm being irresponsible, I'm being lazy, I'm doing this wrong, doing that wrong. But the more I chant and the more Krishna gives me a little bit of intelligence, I find that if I just keep calm and continue to focus on your instructions, the problem gets solved. I don't have to break my head over it anymore. And that has brought so much peace to me, Guru Maharaj. So much peace.
Yeah, well, that's the process. We are not independent and we are not the doer, but we still have to make an effort. That effort is the indication of our desire. We have the desire. So what are we, if we want to solve a particular problem, then we apply the activities that are practical in solving the problem, but we also depend on Krishna. That's all. We have to preach Krishna consciousness. But still, many people will hear, but they still won't change. We have to distribute, we have to build temples, we have to work accordingly. But we have to understand also that the mercy of the Lord, and the mercy of the Lord comes by the instructions. Just today I was with one very senior devotee. He was giving instructions to one of his disciples. Actually, wasn't his disciple, but someone who was working under him. And he was encouraging him to finish a particular project that was very important. And the encouragement was, okay, very direct and very, clear. And he wasn't willing to accept anything less than get it done. So that inspired the person to work even more according to that project that he was working at. So when you get instructions from the spiritual master, but the general instruction is to work according to how best you can serve the Lord like that. But we have to realize we're not the doer, and we can't make the results happen. We can simply make an effort. We were talking about this last night in one question, how we have to make the effort, but we still depend on the Lord for the results.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Anyway, if things always went your way, you would develop a sense of false ego anyway, and then become proud, and then you'll fall down anyway. So sometimes Krishna allows us to become successful, and sometimes he purifies us by making our efforts less successful, so we become more attached to him, more purified, gain some important knowledge. If you see me waving my arms around here, I have this fly who will not give up. He's seeing this new resident who has just came into his abode, and now he's wondering, who is this guy? And so he's making sure that he's not going to give me a 1 minute of peace here. So anyway, that's okay. So I could do something more drastic to chase the fly away, but I'm not, because he's a fly. So just keep waving my arms around. It's good exercise. He's complaining. I can hear him. He's going, bzzz, meh, meh. And sometimes he sneaks up without making any noise, just so he can do a kind of like a guerrilla attack. But so what am I supposed to do? Should I stop my class because of the fly, or should I get out my fly swatter? No, I just keep chasing the guy away until he gets tired of coming back. But this guy is really, he's a kamikaze. He's not giving up. So, anyway, this is material life. As long as you're in the material world, there will be disturbances, there will be reverses, there will be challenges. We have to remember Krishna in all of these situations, that's all. Krishna Das Kaviraj. Krishna Kaviraj, yeah. Das.
Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you, Guru Maharaj. All glories to all of Vaishnavas. Guru Maharaj, if material and other desires are impediments and hindrances in our spiritual advancement, then what is the best way to just delete them all, Maharaj?
First thing is, don't pay attention to them. And then as you ignore them, they become less powerful. They still may be there, and circumstances also may bring up a material desire accordingly. It's like in certain situations, a certain material tendency may be more prominent than in other situations. But we just keep our consciousness on Krishna and stay engaged in his service, and tolerate that these pushings of these desires are there, but they become less when you don't try to fulfill them. As soon as you try to fulfill them, thinking that they'll go away by fulfilling them, then you're actually strengthening them, and they come back stronger. It's like an itch. You have an itch, The tendency is to want to scratch it. But when you scratch it, the itch goes down, but then after some time, then the itch will come back again. But if you tolerate the pain that the itch is giving you, after some time, it automatically goes away. Same with material desires. As long as we stay engaged in devotional service, the material activities, desires will not go away unless we replace them with spiritual activities.
Very much. What do we do if we don't even recognize what they are, if they're on a very subtle level?
Well, some are subtle and some are more obvious. Uh, the desire for, well, there's a whole gamut of material desires and the subtle natures of each of these gross activities. For instance, sex desire. So you can get rid of you can get rid of the activity of sex activity, you can stop it. But then again, the subtle aspect of sex desire is to want to be noticed, want to be honored, want to be given some remuneration, some reciprocation. These are the subtle aspects. It's called profit, adoration, and distinction. So the sex desire is still there in the subtle form. The gross activity has stopped. And now, because everything starts on the gross level, and then it goes to the subtle level, and then ultimately it vanishes as we spiritualize all of our activities. So yeah, for each of the material desires, there's a subtle aspect towards that also.
Hmm. So should we make an effort to try and eliminate the subtle aspects, or should we just try and totally focus on the spiritual?
You can make an effort, but your effort has to be coupled with your practice of Krishna consciousness.
Mm.
As you strengthen your chanting, hearing, and relationships with devotees, and your enthusiasm for service, they also start to dissipate. But when when they appear, it's not that you allow them to stay, you replace them with a spiritual activity or spiritual thought.
Okay. Guru Maharaj, sometimes like something happens, just like something just appears randomly, and you can find no apparent reason where that came from, but you just think it came from something like from like 20 years ago or something.
Can be something that is there within the unconscious mind. It comes to the conscious mind due to our association with matter, maybe from a previous life. Or we may also go into an area that's somewhat contaminated, and because of the contamination of that environment, we also get affected by that.
Mm. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
But don't worry, just 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 think of Krishna. Think of Krishna, pray to Krishna, and depend on his mercy.
Thank you.
If you emphasize the positive, the negative will disappear. You bring in the sun, the darkness goes. But if you have darkness and you bring in a candle, you may get a little light, but you won't get rid of the darkness. So the sun is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the most powerful way to push back the effects of the material energy and material desires. Cheto Darpana Marjanam purifies the mind and the heart, pushes back material energy, awakens one's good fortune, gives transcendental knowledge, is an ocean of transcendental bliss, awakens our relationship with Krishna, and purifies everything that is connected with us, both materially and spiritually.
Thank you. We've got two questions. Well, Sonal Mataji, you go ahead, and then followed by Manas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my obeisances to all the devotees as well. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, when you were mentioning this, when we succeed in an activity, we get happiness or distress. So it's easy to remember Krishna when we are in distress, but it's very easy to forget Krishna when we are in happiness. So how to stay away from happiness?
No,
Not
you,
get attached with the happiness.
well, when happiness comes, just thank Krishna, that's all. And that way you are acknowledging that that happiness is actually coming by way of his mercy. Thank you, Krishna, for making me happy. I will use my happiness now to serve you even more. So we shouldn't be averse to either happiness. There's a statement that one hates illumination when it appears, because one is thinking, if illumination comes, that means I have to give up all of my material desires, material activities. So be thankful for the Lord, be grateful to the Lord for whatever mercy he bestows upon you. And then whether it comes by way of something that is pleasant or unpleasant, one will stay connected to the Lord in both situations. So
Thank you very much, man.
we're not against happiness.
Okay. Yeah, because I was a bit confused that how can you stay away from happiness, because you do kind of want that happiness. It has to be correct consciousness.
We want you to be happy because that's the nature of the soul, is to be happy.
Okay. Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Manas Prabhu, please go ahead.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the assembled devotees here and everywhere else. So, Maharaj, I was literally, there is a one pending answer, rather a question that I had since long in my head. And I believe I've got the answer today. And the question that I had was, I just want to share this with you and everyone here, that at one point of time I was thinking, because of certain scenario, I don't remember exactly what was that scenario, but the thought that came into my mind was like, everything in this world would have, people can have a different perspective to look at that situation. So today when you were talking about that colored glass and, having different perspective to look through the different glasses, the colored glasses that everyone wears separately. So that is what I was thinking, that, to be able to look at the one thing with the same perspective seems to be impossible. So that was the thought I had. Is there any way that everyone can be able to see one specific thing with the same perspective, to be on the same page and to be in consensus? But, I realize that at times people are naturally looking at differently, or at times they are also trying to, using their diplomacy, or they're trying to explicitly or intentionally look things or trying to see things differently.
Just seeing things differently is not wrong, but when we become attached to seeing things the way we see them and thinking that is the way that they are, then that attachment can cause us to make mistakes, or to, be intolerant of anybody else's understanding and opinion. We are conditioned souls. So condition means seeing in a certain way, and different people's conditions are different. Therefore, they see things differently, because the nature of the condition is different. But when you rise above all conditions, and then you come to the spiritual platform, you see things in relationship to Krishna. And then there is no question of differences. There is a question of seeing things as they are.
Right. So that exactly that the thought was around that, if someone wants to intentionally change the way things has to be looked at, it becomes difficult to, bring to or come to any consensus. That's the reason I was having that thought. But yeah, yeah.
If you want to change to proper understanding.
Right.
We have, everything is explained in the Shastras, how to see things, how to perform spiritual activities, what is our relationship with Krishna, what is the nature of Krishna, how Krishna relates to the material energy, how he relates to the conditioned souls, how he relates to the liberated souls. So all of these things are absolute principles of knowledge.
Right.
Yeah. So even amongst devotees, they may see things in a slightly different way. But because they're serving the Lord, that seeing the difference doesn't cause conflict. They connect with each other because everyone is trying to serve the Lord, although they may perceive situations different and how best to serve the Lord. So therefore, even devotees have differences of opinion, but there is no disunity based on that differences of opinion. In the material world, people cannot unite because they have so many differences of opinion, and they have no center. It's my way, it's your way, it's another way. But we're all trying to serve Krishna, but maybe I'm serving Krishna this way. Maybe this is the best way to serve Krishna. But the point is, Krishna is the center, and therefore there is no dichotomy in relationships. There is a unity based on that diversity. That makes sense?
Yeah, Guru Maharaj. In fact, what I understand, right, please correct me if I'm wrong, but what I understood is like, because here, once you get to understand the point that I am not the controller, it's all through Krishna. So that this single thought unites everyone and brings everyone on the same page. So yeah. So that is what gave me the answer. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Maharaj. Yeah.
We also have to understand devotees and people in general are persons, and personalities are different.
Right.
So sometimes because of difference of personalities, we think of differences of opinions.
Right. Sure, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. Thank you once again. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Jagdish Prabhu, you can have your question, and then Trupti Mataji.
Hari Krishna Maharaj, all glories to you, and my humble obeisance to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I have a question for you. There's 33 people watching you on Zoom at the moment. If we all had to ask one question to you, what is the most important question we can ask you?
How best can I serve the Lord?
And which is the best way to serve the Lord?
According to the direction of the spiritual master. Or you might, if you want to take the ultimate principle or the principle where the spiritual master says, the best way to serve me is to spread Krishna consciousness to others.
And is it through book distribution or?
That's one way. That's one of the ways that one can spread Krishna consciousness. By spreading the holy name around, by preaching philosophical teachings, by teaching children. And there's like a lot of people now want to do things for children in our movement. There's more children's books coming out now. So that's preaching and giving the children an opportunity to learn Krishna consciousness according to their level of understanding. But preaching can take on numerable ways, or spreading Krishna consciousness can take on numerable ways. And Prabhupada makes that point. He said, I only asked my spiritual master one question. How can I serve you? He asked that question in 1922, and he was told to go to the West and preach Krishna consciousness to the Western speaking world. And then he didn't do that. And then he asked that question again in 1936, just before Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati gave him the same answer. Go to the West and preach Krishna consciousness. So he said, I only asked my spiritual master one question. I wasn't ready to accept his instruction initially, but I was always thinking how to do it. He said, I was thinking, Prabhupada said, he gave me the instruction to spread Krishna consciousness in the West. So Prabhupada was thinking, I'm going to spread Krishna consciousness in India, and when I become successful in India, then I'll go to the West and spread Krishna consciousness. But then Prabhupada explains that every endeavor that I made to become successful in preaching in India failed. Then he finally came to the understanding that it wasn't a matter of becoming, successful in India. Just go to the West. That's the instruction. And he did. And then everything unfolded.
Good. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you.
Thank you. Trupti Mataji.
My Danvat Pranam to you, Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you. My all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj.
You're on mute, Mataji. You hit the mute button, maybe.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you, Mataji.
My humble obeisance to you, Guru Maharaj. My Danvat Pranam to you. My humble obeisances to you, Srila Prabhupada, and to all Vaishnavas. Guru Maharaj, I just want to thank you today for today's amazing class. It's touched everybody in a small and big way, these questions today's asked and your explanations. Yes, since I joined Krishna consciousness, I have learned the hard way to leave everything to Krishna, and whether it's physical, mental, financial, any questions, any hurdles come along, just leave it to Krishna. But doesn't mean I don't try my best as well to resolve situations. So I have been doing that, and I have been much happier how things have going. But sometimes when things goes really smooth, I get really scared sometimes that, something's bad's going to come. It's just around the corner. Is it normal?
I remember I used to think like that too. Things are going good. It can't last. And so I would not. The problem is to think that things are going good. That's the problem. Things may be going your way, but it doesn't mean that they're going good. Just like, for instance, something materially good may turn into a disaster for a person. For instance, the lottery, they have that in the West, especially in the US. People win the lottery, they get millions of dollars, and then after some time, they find themselves in difficult situations. People are trying to steal the money. People are making friends with them so they can get more money. The relatives are planning to kill them so they can get the money. They take to intoxication and illicit activities, and they degrade themselves and suffer because of that. So the money that they thought that they got was going to be something that was going to bring them happiness, but it brought them the opposite. So don't get self-assured about how things are going. If things are going, don't worry about how things are going. Just keep yourself connected to Krishna and devotional service. That's all. Things may go your way or not go your way. Sometimes we have a turbulent day. I had a very turbulent morning but the afternoon sort of evened itself out. So, sometimes there's turbulence.
Thank you very much.
What can you do? Okay.
Thank you. Balakrishna Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, and all glories to all the Vaishnavas in all the universes out there. Yeah, well, we are told there are multiple universes.
How about the guys in the spiritual world? You're leaving them out?
Well, aren't they part of the universe, Maharaj? This is a great question.
No, they're in the spiritual universes and are different than the material universes.
Okay, but when you say universes, does not encompass them, Maharaj? If you say universes, then I guess spiritual world does not include universes.
It has spiritual universes, but we never refer to it. We say the transcendental world. Yeah, go ahead, ask your question.
Oh yeah, yes. I'm sorry. So listening to the discussion, I was thinking, we are told.
Boing, 1 minute, Bala.
Yes.
I think it's too late, isn't it, Teja?
Yes, Maharaj. I think it is only for 10 minutes, it seems. I just got to know.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, all right. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. Can I go ahead, Maharaj?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So listening to the awesome discussion today, I was thinking we approach top down. We tell devotees, do the chanting, follow the regulative principles and everything. Then there is this question of austerities. Because to me, it seems like the primary way that Maya attacks you is through your senses. So can you talk about the importance of austerities, Maharaj? And maybe we can do even more than the regulative principles or something like that?
You want to know the austerities you can perform? Is that what you want to know?
The importance of them, and sure, that too.
All right. Okay, so where's our host here? There he is. Okay. Go to the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, verse number 13. We're gonna give you the austerities of the mind, the austerities of the body, and austerities of speech. There's 3 categories by which Krishna explains. Okay, so this one. Okay, 13. Go to the next verse, 14. Okay, austerity of the body consists of worship of the Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, and superiors like father and mother, in cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence. So this is the recommended austerities of the body: worship of Brahmins, spiritual masters, superiors like mother and father, keeping external cleanliness, being simple in behavior. Celibacy means in marriage just for the procreation of children. Outside, there is no question of activity. And non-violence means not to cause discomfort or difficulty to anyone. Okay, go to the next verse. Austerities of body. Austerities of speech consists of speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature. So speak, even if you have to speak something unpleasant, speak it in a pleasing way. And speak things that are beneficial for others. Do not agitate a person's mind by the way you speak. And To confirm what you say, you can recite the Vedic literatures, the verses, to confirm what you're saying and giving it authority. So speech is the austerity of speech, austerity of the body, and austerity of mind, I think, is coming up. What's the next one? Satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, purification of one's existence, are the austerities of the mind. So in each one of these statements, there is a Srila Prabhupada's explanation of each one. So you can read those 3 verses, chapter 17, verses 14, 15, and 16. And these are the recommended austerities that we perform. To follow the 4 regulative principles is a form of austerity. Like that. So that's and what is the benefit? It gets you off the material platform, and it situates you nicely where you can perform devotional service without difficulties or interferences.
Wonderful, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Everything is there in Shastra.
Yes. Any question? Yeah. And I also love the term Govinda. It's like there's a clue there that we can take.
Govinda?
It's like he feeds our senses. So if you acknowledge that, then maybe there's some benefits there to saying, hey, if he's feeding your senses, don't feed them like unnecessarily.
Yeah, Govinda means one who gives pleasure to the cows, to the land, to the senses.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Seek your happiness on the spiritual platform, and don't try to find happiness anywhere else.
Yes, Maharaj.
Sukha Mataji, you have your hands raised.
Hare Krishna, sorry, it took me a long time to unmute. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to assembled devotees. Guru Maharaj, it was really nice discussion in class today. Everything seems quite clear that we have to make an effort, but we have to leave it to Krishna and pray to Krishna for the good, right direction. But if suppose we are trying to do something and it is not working, and suddenly if you leave it and then suddenly the circumstances changes and the things comes back to you that you can act upon it, can we act upon that particular situation that time, or should we leave it?
Well, Krishna says, that I am the intelligence of the intelligence. So we apply our intelligence based on the knowledge we receive from Guru and Krishna Shastra, like that. So sometimes when we work at a situation, we're not applying the right intelligence. So we might have to, as you mentioned, leave it for a while and go back to it, see it in a different way, and again, make our efforts. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just using your intelligence on how best to approach a particular situation like that. But if we keep getting the same results, then it's obviously that it may be not something that we have to do, or it may be the fact that we don't get the results we're looking for. We can see that what can I learn from that endeavor to be more humble, to be more detached, to be more dependent on Krishna. So to perform devotional service requires intelligence. It's not a sentimental process. Sentiment is there, but it's guided by intelligence. It says that, what does it say? Philosophy without religion is mental speculation or fanaticism. And religion without philosophy is sentiment or is sentimentality. You have to combine spiritual activities with proper philosophical direction.
Okay, thank you, Guru Maharaj. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
I'll be right back. Whoever, think about your next question. I'll be back in about 1 minute.
Thank you, Maharaj. Srimati Mataji, can I hand over the host to you? Just for that.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Dear devotees, any questions or comments?
Okay, so
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Diranath Prabhu has to leave, and so I took over the call.
okay.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Prabhupada. Dear devotees, any questions?
Looks like
Yeah.
came to the conclusion of the discussion. Maybe we can now chant some japa.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. Before that, can I announce tomorrow's class?
Yeah.
So tomorrow's class is with Bhakti Sangha Japa group devotees, and the verse number is 7th canto, 12th chapter, verse number 10, and the timing is 20 minutes later to our regular time. And dear devotees, I'll share the WhatsApp link in the WhatsApp group, so you can all join tomorrow after 20 minutes, our regular time. Thank you so much. So we'll do some chanting together today. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for such a wonderful class and nice discussion. And thank you, dear devotees. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Okay. So Jai Shri Krishna. Sit properly, back straight. Keep your beads above your waist. You can keep them up like this. This is recommended. Or if you're sitting down, keep them, on the same level as your waist. Hold them up. If you get tired, you can rest it on the armrest of the chair or on something, but it's mentioned not to put the beads below the waist if you're sitting, and not on the floor if you're sitting cross-legged. Okay, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Let's see here. Can we get a full screen here? Let's see. Let me standard full screen. Okay. Okay, I got my full screen now. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare. Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama. Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare. Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. 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 Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
I thought I would see you at the chair.
Hare Ram, Hare
Are
Ram.
you busy?
I'm online. Come on in. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama.